everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Conrad. Today, we're going to be talking about how remote remote work isn't temporary culture. There's been a lot of changes since we've gone to predominantly remote work for office workers, and it's important that we look at the changes that have been made in terms of what the larger changes are for business. And Conrad's going to go over a number of things that we've done at Agile IT to make sure that our culture not only stays intact but actually improves. How are you doing this morning, Conrad?
Good. Yeah, actually a really fun topic. Um, I think when we brainstormed this one before, it was really thinking about, and we've had sessions in the past talking about just remote work. What does it, how do we do it? What do we have to do to stay engaged? And while there's some that might be going back to work, others that are going to be staying remote for a while, and maybe a mixture of the two, what's really becoming more evident, now you don't really know until you do have those people back in the office, but there are certain items that I believe will stick. And so I think acknowledging that maybe this level of communication and pattern that we've been able to skirt around because we're physically together, maybe it is something that's going to help tie us more together. And I think there will be more of an opening and acceptance for people to work remotely more than usual than you have in the past. And so these are some of the things that we've done here at Agile IT. Some ideas we got from other people. Friday happy hour. I mean, that feels like endless. Like everybody has that great idea. But actually, Sean, why don't you talk a little bit about the company sync and the town halls that we've been doing? Be interesting to share your perspective on it.
Yeah, well, the company sync has been there since as long as I've been in the company. Used to be on Mondays, and then we shifted the schedule, so we wanted to make sure everybody could be there. So now it's every Tuesday, and it's just our normal, just right before lunch meeting every week where we talk about what each department's doing. So for me, I come in and talk about any deals that have been closed, new marketing initiatives, new content that's been published. We talk about utilization within the company, who's doing what projects are coming up on being finished, what new projects are in the pipeline, and it really keeps everybody operating as a single company. And the thing I like about it is I've been in company syncs that are every week, it's an hour and a half, and everybody's going into numbers that don't matter to anybody. And this is just really quick, and it's 30 minutes. Now, the town halls are every Friday, and the first town hall, and to back up a little bit, when we first went remote, we did an emergency exercise. So Tuesday night, Conrad kind of rallies everybody and says, hey, we've been getting everybody ready. We think we're probably going to have to look at alternate work arrangements. Let's close the office tomorrow and see if everybody can work from home and identify any problems. And it worked great. And by the end of that week, we were starting to see things shift. And we were able to get a week ahead of the rest of California and go remote that Friday. And in order to announce that, Conrad called a town hall again at noon on a Friday where he explained everything that was going on. And that became a normal cadence where it started out as, okay, we're going to be working home for the next week. We're going to be working from home for the next 2 weeks. But as this became more of a societal thing, the town hall became more of a place for us to, one, share the challenges of both what we're doing professionally as well as what we're experiencing professionally or personally working from home and being isolated. It's a little bit more informal than the company syncs. But it gives us a chance to touch base. Now, the leadership team, we're all tasked to come in and talk about something. And for me, sometimes it's projects. Conrad has come in and talked about a lot of our benefits. We have this amazing program that offers services on everything from like financial advising to free therapist sessions. And so for people who are struggling in isolation, who are having anxiety issues because of everything that's happening, he makes sure that every week we're talking about these services that are available. And that's been really valuable.
Yeah, I think important there is that there is a difference in tone and topics between company sync and town halls, and that's been intentional, I think, as we go along, especially since it's a Friday, the week is wrapping up. But then we do have Friday happy hour, where not everybody participates, which is totally fine. But there's no, calling people out who don't attend. They attend if they want, and it's just a good time for everybody to have a drink with one another, talk a little bit. Sometimes we play games, sometimes people dance, sometimes people rap or sing. It's very fun, and it really is something we look forward to every Friday. There's always a different person leading it, and that's good. And then we post funny pictures a lot of times from that event into the water cooler, where we just get to share funny memes or whatever's going on, still very appropriate to communicate. And we also do some gaming with one another. So these are the things that we just try and engage as people, because we normally spend so many hours together at the office, and now we're not, and people miss that connection. So we do this to really continue our engagement, as well as what we do for management, and that's another coffee talk, if you will.
And I'd like to
So
talk a minute just about water cooler really quick, because we had a comment on the blog that you wrote about email versus Teams and talking about moving away from email. And this person was adamant that, oh no, email, you have to use email. I don't want to go into Teams because everybody, I found out that like my coworker's cat was sick, and then there's 10,000 smiley faces and GIFs. And one of the things about water cooler is that the original idea of water cooler was to give the team a place to talk and chat and connect with those personal things while still adhering to governance, so that our general channel is for communication to the whole company that matters. It's things about the team, it's things about what we're doing, where water cooler is a place for us to share gifs and memes and jokes, and quite frequently pictures of Friday happy hour.
yeah, so it's been, all these pieces are really cool places to engage. And like I said, I think these pieces can still be there even after remote work. So we don't have to really think that, well, this is our temporary culture for remote work. I think this is just becoming to bake in part of our culture. And so I think when we go back, it's why would we turn these things off? Just now that we're here, you'll adjust. The other part is our communication. So going back to that earlier topic of, we for us as a culture, we do everything we can internally around teams, and even with our customers, either in our tenant or their tenant, and it really makes a difference to how we organize, how we communicate. It forces people to ensure, and I'm a big stickler for this, to have strong agendas in your meeting agendas. People that go there should be participants, and if there was something we could do through a conversation in teams, that's where we should have done it. The thing like this meeting could have been an email. Well, it's really, this meeting could have been a Teams post that we worked on. But it's also really forcing people to get better at the tools, and they want to get better and they want to get faster at the tools because it just makes them more effective. Because right now you have to do it, but when you go back, why would you go back the other way? So the way we communicate, our access to the tools, whether we're syncing, doing things online, how we collaborate on documents one another, is there should be an even greater emphasis on it, because again, it's not temporary, right? This is just going to be a new way of working. And then really lastly, it's how do we do our awards and, rewards and acknowledgments. So we use a couple of different tools. One's from Bonusly, which is able to do like micro bonuses. These are actually two things we've been doing for years now. And they're really good because they encourage the team to do something good and say, hey, I'm going to give you $2 from this pool of money that I have each month. Everybody gets, and they get to give these little micro bonuses to one another as appreciation. And once they collect a certain amount of money, they can then buy an Amazon gift card or donate money to a service or all kinds of cool stuff that they can go get. And this isn't, and we don't have it where people can bonusly their manager, because that's weird. They can bonus their peers. So it's always really about peer rewards with one another and kind of acknowledging them as a thank you to go through this, because anybody, because it's a nice way to do it, and then everybody else can see that a bonus was given, like, oh wow, I didn't know that was cool. And then somebody else can say, I'm gonna add $2 more. And sometimes I think it's so good, I'll add a lot, I'll add more. So it's a nice way to keep the acknowledgments going. Sometimes it doesn't have to be money, sometimes just inside of teams, like, man, really good job. And because it wasn't in an email, it wasn't in a private chat, it's out in the open. Other people can see the recognition that other people are getting, which is normally the things most employees want the most. It's just recognition for their efforts. It's nice when it comes with a micro bonus. It's nice when, it has an impact or salary or whatever, but it's nice to have, from a management perspective, have that visibility of people's contributions, but it's also great to see other people's recognition to their peers and to others of their contributions. And then that's something I bring up in the company sync or the town hall, is then again re-emphasizing the recognition, because even more so now people need it more. But then again, why would I turn that off when I go back? And then lastly, Office Vibe is a really cool resource that allows people to kind of vote, a little cartoonish, if you will, when they get each week, and then they hit a button and that could be it. Or they can fill out a few more little survey questions. That's pretty interactive and nice and doesn't really take up too much time. And then you get a little bit of a pulse to see how things are going in your organization. With all of these changes, some of these things we've been doing for a long time, but some of the other additions and our constant engagement with the team, we've actually seen our scores that's through Office Vibe of engagement and health for the employees actually go up a little bit. I actually thought it'd be flat or go down just because this whole thing's a bummer, but because we put such a big emphasis on, working together, communicating, engaging, still acknowledging with people, and at the same time, we do put a big emphasis on mental health, and that's one of the things I talk about on the happy hour, or I'm sorry, at the town hall, is continue to express the tools that are out there for employee assistance program, other things for medical programs, to explain that there's this stigmatization around mental health, and our work is very mental, especially when you're remote. And so tell them that there's these resources out there, telling them it's okay to take a mental health day. They're not planning a big vacation. Sometimes you just need an extra day. Plan to have that, use that. And that also drives a lot of encouragement in the company and drives just further engagement to just recognize that this is different. But we have to do this. But again, when we go back into the office, it is not going to be a slowdown on me talking about the importance of good mental health or having a mental health day and communicating with people and being open and honest and working out in the open. So it's a big part of our culture. When you're remote, it's even more important to express it and bring them in. And in time, it is just becomes part of our everyday culture. So anyway, so this remote work really made us kind of expand a little bit more. It's been working out as well as we possibly could have it, but now it's I think getting more ingrained, and it feels good that this is a big part of our culture versus, man, this is terrible working like this. I mean, I don't like it, but it is working out as well as could be expected here. So anyway, just thought we'd share that.
Great. Thank you, Conrad. Just a reminder, you can put questions into the questions panel here. If you're watching online, feel free to ask questions in the comments section down below or in the comments section on the blog, depending on whether you're on the blog or YouTube. And not a question, Conrad, but I want to actually back up onto Bonusly real quick and throw a shout out to my friend Ben Travis over there. So Bonusly, I really love this platform. I'd never worked in a company that had it before. I'd heard about it, and I'd heard about micro bonuses and you can buy a coworker a cup of coffee, and came in and I really enjoyed this platform. And I realized this was really useful for what we do in terms of bringing people to the cloud. And it wasn't remote work, it was distributed workforces, was it back then, or what we were calling it back then. And Bonusly is really built around this, and we've done some blogs with them where they've done blogs on our site, and we've done blogs on their site. We talked with them about security. They talked with us about remote culture. So they have been there. They've been, what's the term that, it's not eating your own dog food, it's drinking your own Merlot, is what one of our managers here at Agile IT says. And they're a great resource. Check out their blog and definitely check it out as a platform for keeping your team engaged. Okay. We did get a question here. I'm going to go ahead and just field this one to you, Conrad. Which is your favorite remote game?
We had a good one that somebody put on from, I think it was Jackbox. I don't remember which game in particular was there. Some of those on the team are playing. We're doing some Xbox, and so we're playing Sea of Thieves right now. I never like to play Halo, so I do that with my brother and a couple other people. But it's actually kind of good to play Sea of Thieves. I'm new to the game, but it's cool that it's fun because it's teamwork, right? Because we're on a ship and we're trying to battle other pirates or whatever. And these are just two other people that, they don't report to me directly. So they're, another manager in between us, but we try and be pretty casual and have game fun night. And, it's just another way I can engage with people in my company, and it keeps me busy. So I enjoy it.
Yeah. And also that URL there, if you go to agilet.co/games, I did a blog that talked about a bunch of the games that we've played. So Jackbox, that was Jackbox Party Pack 3. That was the happy hour I hosted. And I cannot remember what the specific game was, but it's a trivia game where everybody puts in a lie, and you get points if somebody picks your lie, and you get points for the correct answers. So that was fun. But in terms of my favorite remote game, and we talk about it in the blog, Roll20.net, our SharePoint engineer, Jesse, took it upon himself in one of the happy hours to say, hey guys, I'll run a one-off Dungeons and Dragons game for you guys.
He was
And
good.
5 or 6 of us went in and we played this Dungeons and Dragons game, and it was a really funny one. At the end, we wound up fighting a bed that turned into a dragon. And it led to a lot of ongoing inside jokes between everybody who was in the game, and it became really fun. And then I'm a PC gamer, so I'm on Steam with a number of coworkers. Last night, Alex and I were playing Deep Rock Galactic until about 10 o'clock at night. There's just so many online games to play, but it's really interesting. And this blog that we wrote is about games that can be played through Teams or through Zoom, or whatever video conferencing platform you use, so that it allows that community and communication to continue. Got another question here. How long has Agile IT been using Bonusly and Office Vibes?
I think we've been, I don't know the right amount, but I think we've been using maybe about 3-4 years. So quite some time.
Yeah, they have been part of the culture since I've gotten here, and I've been here just over 2 years now.
Yeah.
Now they're getting silly. Somebody asked if there were any steampunk themes. So Roll20.net allows you to play any role-playing game there is. So if you do have a favorite role-playing game that is steampunk, definitely there. I think that Conrad mentioned Sea of Thieves. That's pirate themed, but I guess there's a little bit of a steampunk element there. But yeah, it's really just about having fun with the team.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's been good.
All right. Well, I'm not seeing any other questions come in. We're getting up there on the top of the hour again. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you want to see our recaps, you can go to agilet.co/CWC for Coffee with Conrad. All of these are uploaded to YouTube, and there on that page, there are links to all of our previous sessions, as well as the calendar of upcoming events, as well as a registration form if you'd like to join us in the live audience. Thank you very much, Conrad.
Absolutely. Thank you.